You know what's funny? Most people think becoming rich takes millions of dollars, a fancy job title, or some secret investing strategy only billionaires know. But according to Charlie Munger, Warren Buffett's lifelong business partner and one of the sharpest financial minds in history, that's completely wrong. Munger once said something that sounds almost too simple to believe. If you can learn to manage $500,000 properly, you'll never need millions. At first it sounds like another get-rich quote you'd scroll past on social media. But when you actually unpack what he meant, it's not about how much money you have, it's about how well you use it. And once you really understand that mindset, it completely changes how you think about wealth, investing, and even freedom. So let's break down what Charlie Munger meant and why, in 2026 and beyond, he might be more right than ever. Let's start here. Charlie Munger wasn't flashy. He didn't chase the next crypto pump or the latest AI stock. He believed in boring wealth, the kind that compounds quietly while everyone else is trying to get rich quick. And the idea that $500,000 is all you need isn't about the number itself. It's about the principle of enough. Think about it. The average American thinks they need around $2 million to retire comfortably. But here's the truth. If you have $500,000 and you actually understand how to make that money work for you through smart investing, low expenses, and long-term discipline, you're already in the top few percent of financial stability in the entire world. So what would Munger actually do with $500,000? Let's think like him for a second. The first rule: don't lose money. Munger and Buffett both live by this. They treat money like soldiers. Each dollar is a soldier that can go out and bring back more soldiers if you deploy it wisely. Lose too many, and your army shrinks fast. That's why Munger hated speculation. He believed most people lose money not because they're dumb, but because they're impatient. They can't sit still. They want excitement, but real wealth doesn't come from excitement. It comes from boredom, from owning great assets and doing absolutely nothing while they grow. So if you handed Charlie Munger $500,000 today, here's what he'd do differently than 99% of people. Step 1. He'd protect the principal. That means no gambling, no chasing trends, and number 10x crypto dreams. He'd park a portion, maybe $100,000, in ultra-safe interest-bearing assets, treasury bills, short-term bonds, money markets. Why? Because Munger always said, the first rule of compounding is to never interrupt it unnecessarily. He'd make sure he has liquidity, not because he's scared, but because he knows opportunities always come when others are panicking. And when that happens, cash becomes power. Step 2. He'd buy businesses, not stocks. Munger always said the difference between amateurs and professionals is simple. Amateurs buy stocks. Professionals buy businesses. So he'd probably take another $300,000 and put it into a handful of great, profitable companies he actually understands. Think about companies with real products, cash flow, pricing power like Apple, Johnson & Johnson, Coca-Cola, or even boring index funds that track the S&P 500. Because as Munger famously said, the big money is not in the buying and the selling, but in the waiting. He knew the secret most people ignore. Time is your biggest investment multiplier. If you take $500,000 and it grows at just 7% per year, the historical return of the stock market in 20 years, that becomes almost $2 million. And that's without doing anything fancy. No day trading, no gambling, just patience and discipline. Step 3. He'd focus on lifestyle simplicity. Charlie Munger was worth over $2 billion, yet he lived in the same modest home for decades. He didn't flex his wealth, he used it as a tool for independence. He once said, the first rule of a happy life is low expectations. Not meaning you should aim low, but that if you keep chasing more, you'll never actually feel rich. He believed financial freedom wasn't about having everything, it was about needing less. So if you have $500,000, but your lifestyle only costs you $40,000 a year, you've already achieved something most millionaires never will: peace of mind. And here's the thing nobody tells you. That kind of calm confidence is what allows your wealth to actually grow. When you're not stressed about bills, not glued to stock charts, and not making emotional money decisions, your portfolio compounds faster than you can imagine. Step 4. He'd keep learning. Munger was obsessed with lifelong learning. Even in his 90s, he read books, studied history, and looked for mental models that explained how the world works. He once said, spend each day trying to be a little wiser than you were when you woke up. That's the mindset that turns $500,000 into millions, not luck, not hype, but constant improvement. Because the truth is, financial success doesn't just compound through your investments, it compounds through your decisions, your patience, and your mindset. Now here's where this gets interesting for you and me in 2026. We're living in a time where everyone wants to 10x their money overnight. Meme stocks, crypto pumps, AI startups, the financial world is noisier than ever. But Munger's philosophy stands out because it's the opposite of noise. It's quiet, it's boring, and it works. He believed the people who win long-term are the ones who can sit still while everyone else is losing their minds. That's how $500,000 properly managed can be worth more than $5 million poorly handled. Because here's what nobody wants to admit. Wealth isn't a number. It's a ratio between what you have and what you need. If your investments cover your life comfortably, you've already won. The rest is just ego. Let's imagine this. You've got $500,000. You invest it wisely, slow and steady. You earn 7% a year. That's $35,000 in passive income annually. Now let's say you work a simple job or side business, making another $50,000 a year. That's $85,000 in total, while your wealth quietly compounds in the background. No stress, no chaos, no chasing. That's exactly what Munger meant. Once you learn to make your money work efficiently, you don't need millions to live like you have them. Because financial freedom isn't a number you hit, it's a mindset you master. So next time someone says, you need $2 million to retire, remember Munger's wisdom. You don't need to be rich to live richly. You just need to master what you already have and protect it like it matters. Munger didn't chase get-rich schemes, and he lived one of the most successful content lives in financial history. He proved that money doesn't create intelligence, intelligence creates money. So yeah, maybe $500,000 is all you need if you have the patience, wisdom, and humility to use it the way Charlie Munger would, because in the end, wealth isn't about having more, it's about needing less and doing more with it.